Good morning. It's Sunday, the 14th of August. I'm here to do a reading around what the energy is that's coming forward this week. Whenever you're watching this is the right time, and if perhaps it's a week or so later, maybe there's a message in here for you that you need at this particular point in time, or something of value. As I always say, if this resonates with you, take on board what actually resonates, and if it doesn't, well, that's okay too, because this is a general reading and it's not meant to be specifically for everyone. If I was reading for you specifically, then there would be more particular messages. But let's have a look at the energy of this particular week. I've brought in a number of particular oracle cards, which give us a bit of a feel about the energy of what's happening this week. And I also then will finally finish this off with some tarot cards. So if you enjoy this, if you like this reading, just basically press like and subscribe. As always, I'm happy to be here, happy to be of service to you. So the energy that comes in the first place, is the energy of Jesus, forgiveness. So what this card always says to us is that basically we're on a journey, we're on our path within ourselves. But there are times when there might be people and situations that actually we need to forgive for a range of reasons. This forgiveness could also be around ourselves as well. So you're also and showing that to other people, because in a sense, when we have self-forgiveness, self-acceptance and self-love for who we are, including all of the things that we don't get to do that are so perfect, because none of us are perfect, let's be honest, that becomes actually a really divine purpose and a divine mission and a divine inspiration and divine support and guidance to other people. So it's really important that we understand and we come from that place of forgiveness. One of the prayers that I always really like is the Ho'oponopono. If you're ever struggling or wanting to basically look at, a particularly beautiful prayer, it's also got music attached to it, and the words are really simple. I'm going to try and remember them now. It's please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and oh goodness, I can't remember the last word now. Thank you, I love you, please forgive me. Anyway, I'm going to look that up and write it down below for you, given that I've suddenly got it blank. So basically, one of the things that comes up at this particular point is that we could actually be in that energy of perfectionism, perhaps, being too hard on ourselves, around who we are, what we're doing, the things we expect of ourselves that, we may not also, we may also fall down within ourselves, it's just that's something that comes with being human. Oh, and I've just found the prayer. It says, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. That's right. I should have remembered that. So that's the Ho'oponopono. It's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And that's a prayer within ourselves, and that can be an aspect of ourselves in terms of also that perfectionistic streak that we have that maybe doesn't allow ourselves to be gentle with ourselves around things we're not always getting so right, because we don't always do that. What it also comes, and what the cards come here now, is that what we bring in is this. The next card here is the keepers of the earth. So it says we're not alone. We have our ancestors, our spirit guides. There are people who stand behind us. For those of us who have a particular spiritual path, might be gurus, it might be Jesus, it might be your higher power, whatever term you particularly use. But it might be that there are, also your spirit animals as well. There are animals, there are angels in this card, at least they look like angels. Could be your ancestors, family members who are past and present. And they're always actually standing with you, helping you at this particular point in terms of trying to help you grow and develop into more of who you actually are. And what comes next is a sense of release and a sense of freedom. And that's absolutely very, very powerful. And there's lots of joy and happiness when we bring that release in, when we have that happiness, when we can find that within ourselves, and new things start to grow. Because here's a beautiful tree growing with lots of leaves going around it. And the new moon card is the new moon in Virgo. So it says a time to give rather than receive. But the new moon in Virgo is coming up at the end of this month. And very much the Virgo new moon is also about looking at, new areas where we can actually look at our health, our our daily routines, how we're supporting ourselves, what we're doing for ourselves in those particular areas, which is really, really important. Looking at what might we want to change, what we want to do differently, so that we're actually supporting ourselves as best as possible on our everyday journey, so that we can continue to do the things we want. And that could be a new exercise routine, it could be a new healthy eating routine, could be having a ritual fast, or doing a whole range of things, which basically, makes us feel better, happier, and healthier, and then mean that we can serve, because Virgo is always about service. It's a sign that always wants to serve. It's not about grandstanding and being out there. It's about saying, how can I serve? How can I be there for you? And that's a very powerful place to be. Now, with the Ascended Masters card, I thought I'd just pull one of these cards from Kyle Gray deck. And we've got the Hatha Light Codes. Now, I'm not an expert on Hatha, but I did have a quick read of it, and I did have a look at what it says. So Hatha is an Egyptian cow and solar goddess associated with the sky and fertility. She goes back to obviously ancient Egypt. She's a sacred symbol of motherhood. She's obviously the divine consort of Horus, allowing us to build this world, build a bridge between this world and the cosmic realms, and bring in the light of the sun. So she's very much with the Hatha Light Codes. She's telling us that there's a huge upgrade going on. We've had a lot of stuff going on in the last couple of months. It's going to be a little bit quieter at the end of August, but September, October, November, astrologically, there's a lot of things going on. So at the moment, we're right in the middle of a full system upgrade. Power is being recalled. We're being asked to relive and be, part of our, who we are meant to be. And that information is actually coming to us. So, and it's coming to us, if we're beings of light, they're coming to us in a really, really simple and natural way. And there's a lot of expansion here when that comes for us as well. And a sense of excitement that, things are going to move and improve, and that we're actually going to move forward into being more of who we are meant to be, which is actually incredibly exciting, and really shows that we're honoring the divinity within ourselves, and the real purpose and sense of why we were created. And that's exciting. And I think all of our ancestors and all the people around us, including those in spirit form, get excited for us when those things happen. And I'm excited just to think about that too. So this is a very, very powerful time where we're doing the work. We're basically moving into forgiving more of ourselves, letting go, and really learning about that journey of forgiveness, which is also the journey of self-love, which is incredibly powerful. When we release that, then we can start to move and flow in a much more natural and beautiful and harmonious way. And we can then start to activate all those aspects of ourselves. So in the past, and I think this is interesting, we also, in the past, we have the Ace of Cups. So here we have a card where we've actually started to come into a new emotional beginning within ourselves. Now, sometimes that could be a new relationship. Of course, that's that can be new love, absolutely. But also the Ace of Cups can actually be about a new spiritual and emotional beginning that brings us more into connection with who we are and what we're meant to be, and even the God, universe, higher power, whatever word we want to use, aspect of ourself, which is actually really, really powerful. And what we're doing right at this time is where with the Four of Cups is we're actually really starting to evaluate and think about, where am I going? What am I doing next? What do I need to do next? Perhaps sometimes when we have the Four of Cups emotionally, there could be a bit of dissatisfaction and a sense of thinking about, what is it that I need to do next? Maybe we're reviewing as well. And so letting go of all this other energy and these new energies coming in is starting to bring forward that sense within us that we need to, there's something more for us. And what comes next is this beautiful card, the Three of Cups, and it's about joy, happiness, celebration. There's a party happening. These people are dancing around and they're really getting into it. And maybe that's a message for all of us, that we could get into more dancing and singing and being really joyful and, happy as well, so that we can actually create more of what we actually want, which is actually very exciting. It's in a really exciting place for all of us to be at this particular point in time. And what comes next is the Empress. So there's that sense of fertility, that sense of us really growing, that sense of Mother Nature, that sense of really connecting to Mother Gaia, and really being connected to Earth, and very grounded, very practical, but also being in a place of real creativity and fertility, we're ready to grow something new, ready to grow and birth something new within ourselves. Because the Empress can also be about birth and conception. So, but maybe the birthing is that we're birthing something within ourselves that's going to create something quite magical and mystical and exciting. And what we have here is we have the Three of Coins. So we're actually mastering aspects of ourselves. So with the Three of Coins, I often say to people when I read this card, it's like in the original card, the Waite Rider card, it's actually an apprentice who's actually done his work. And so he's the Three of Coins when it comes in, it's a sense of perfectionism. It's a sense of practicality. It's a sense of you've mastered a skill, you've actually got something going, you've really mastered something that you've been wanting to learn or grow or exchange. And so there's a real sense of excitement and power around that, you know. And with that comes new Page of Swords, new ideas, new opportunities, new messages, you know, coming in for us, basically wanting us to move forward. And finally, we have the Nine of Cups. And what comes with that is that sense of total emotional fulfillment. The Nine of Cups can also be the wish fulfillment card. You know, sometimes people read it that way, you know, and in a sense, it's like that wish, that emotional fulfillment that comes when we have perhaps the things that we've been really excited and wanting to dream about, wanting to have in our lives. It could be a partner, it could be family, it could just be a project, could be inspiring work or a promotion at work or a whole range of things. But it brings with it that sense of excitement that we are basically coming into that place where we're actually starting to see our wishes and desires come forward. And with that energy from Hatha, where we are getting those beautiful upgrades, where we are actually recalling the power within ourselves, some of this can be also about the fact that we're starting to manifest the things. So by letting go of all of these things that we need to let go of, you know, letting go of perhaps where we've been unforgiving to ourselves or to other people, that perfectionist streak, you know, we can actually start to move and then moving into more healthy ways of being in terms of our everyday, you know, our health, our routines, you know, the things that we do, perhaps getting into a good meditation routine. Then we start to really manifest and really take on board that full sense of that new energy coming through to us. And what that brings is just an incredible sense of excitement, you know what I mean? And great potential, because this is a time when you are really remembering that who you are, who you're going to be. And in a sense, what you're saying is you're saying, I'm welcoming myself back to myself. So welcome home to the light. Welcome home to being who you are. Welcome home to all those beautiful gifts, the dreams and things you want to manifest, and get excited because it's an exciting time. So I wish you a really, really joyful and happy day. And thank you again for tuning in. If you want to like and subscribe, please do so. If you have people who might be interested, send them over to my YouTube channel. So thank you again and have a great day. Love and blessings to you all.